Hey everybody, this is Alaska. Here to let you know about Anchor by Spotify. Let me tell you about this system. So basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's everything you need all in one place. It's how we make our podcast. It's a great system. Gets you on all the sites you need. Anchor lets you record. You can edit like right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating a podcast today. Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular platforms, including Spotify with like just a single tap. Once it's uploaded, it's out. Boom, you can get everything set up. Anchor is also the only place where you can publish video podcasts to Spotify. We're going to have to look into that. With Anchor, creators can earn money on a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free. So if you download the Anchor app now, you can get yourself started and you could be like us, call out culture. It's kind of what we do here. So, get on it.
Welcome to Call Out Culture Podcast with Alaska, Curly Castro, and Zilla Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, cargo cultists worldwide, we're back. And we are back in a major way because the three-headed monster has returned.
Mm-hmm.
It is I, Alaska, Zilla Rocka, and the one, the only, the magnanimous master of mayhem, Curly motherfucking Castro is in the house. Tell the people who you are. What's up with you, Castro?
Nothing. I'm doing all right, man. I'm on the recovery trail, as most people figured out or they don't know. So, I know I've been on a hiatus in the pod, but hopefully, I'll start being back on here more regularly, and then I'll reassume my regular posts.
We are really glad that you're back with us today. We have missed you dearly, and yeah, man, it's good to have your voice in the mix. And
it's missed, man. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of Miss Shablows, weird old opinions and shit that I haven't been able to scream at y'all about.
Yeah, the Shablau ratio has dipped.
It's all right. Shablau stock is back on the rise.
It's due for a comeback.
Episode. I'll curse anybody out this episode, but give me a good runway of 3-4 episodes, and I'll shift back to the cursing. There's been moments I've just winced saying things out loud, hearing you cursing me out in my head on the show, but I said it anyway. So just you're here in spirit.
It's important to have the bravery to say it, but you have to have the bravery to say it when he's here as well.
Well, I'm ready to do that again.
All right, excellent.
Let's make it happen.
So for today, we're going to talk about it's a little bit of a convoluted workaround, but we're going to get to it. So back in the year 2000, the Source magazine.
Do we want to do the Conan O'Brien shit?
What's Conan? Oh, 2000. You put that shit in the mix.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Every time we say the year 2000.
Let's all look to the future all the way to the year 2000.
They dropped a list of the top 10 hip hop album covers of all time. And recently it made its way back into the zeitgeist because a fella named Joey Jojo, aka the real Joey Jojo on Twitter.
The real one, not the 50 other ones.
No, not these fake bullshit Joey Jojos.
No,
the real Joey Jojo. I'm gonna give Joey Jojo a follow right now because we're talking about him and he follows as well. So I think it's only right that Joey Jojo gets the follow. But Joey Jojo pulled this list up and he put it back on for conversation's sake.
Good for him.
And his tweet was basically, let me pull the tweet. Top 10 album covers of all time. The Source, May 2000. How many of these covers pay homage to other album covers / photos? So we thought that it would actually be a good idea to re-examine the list.
Yup.
Sort of see how we feel these actually rank, not necessarily rank, but if they deserve to be in the conversation of greatest album covers of all time.
A 20-year,
and then what's that?
A 20-year-old list to see if it's still comprehensive.
See if it's still comprehensive, and then sort of fill in the spaces of what's happened in the last 22 years.
Yeah,
because it's literally 22 years ago, right? Because it's May,
right?
And we're in May, so we're like legit 22 years later. So that's thousands of albums that we have that have come out since, and we could talk about if these album covers still stand the test of time. I mean, they might not even be the best album covers from these artists anymore. I mean, looking at the list, they probably are, but
I think the list is pretty strong. That's also, when I saw it, I earmarked it for the show. The list looks
pretty, a solid list.
Pretty in terms of not necessarily these 10 staying in the top 10, but what these 10 represent, because it is a kind of a list of not just like your most popular album covers, but like what an album cover can be or what it is, whether it's a live picture, animation, painting, abstract, whatever. But it seems like a nice comprehensive. That's why I want to keep using that word.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a solid. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like it really, for that time, I'd say it hits on all.
Yeah,
it hits all the marks for that time.
Yep.
Like there's no question about that. So why don't we run down the list of the who's who of this album cover list, and then we'll take it from 10 to 1, and we'll talk about it, like the merits of the album cover,
right?
If we think it still stands the test of time, and then we'll take a break and come back with some updates that should be made based off of the past 22 years. So the top 10, starting with 10, going to number 1, are Outkast, AT Aliens at number 10, NWA, Eiffel
for Zagging. That's how they
Eiffel for Zagging. Yeah.
It's
at number 9.
Niggas for life.
Yeah. Number 8, The Roots, Things Fall Apart. That's Things Fall Apart, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Number 7, Organized Confusion, Stress, The Extinction Agenda. Number 6, Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36th Chamber. Number 5, Camp Lowe's, Uptown Saturday Night.
That's ballsy.
Yeah. Number 4, Tupac Machiavelli. Number 3, Redman, There Is a Dark Side.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Nas, Illmatic. And number 1 was Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary.
Okay.
So let's just work our way down and see, 1, we'll talk about 1, our thoughts on the album cover. 2, if it's rightfully placed in this time frame. As of 2000, do you think it's rightfully placed in its position?
Okay.
Or even just within the list? Let's say not even 2000, because like that's too much thinking. Within the list, would you have ranked this higher or lower? And then, your thoughts of if it still would be in your top list.
Cool.
All right. So number 10, we got Outkast, AT Aliens. So general thoughts on this album cover: good, bad, amazing, ugly. What's up?
I think it's probably the best Outkast cover. That or maybe Stankonia.
Stankonia had a good photo shoot going. But as far as like creating from scratch, this was better than Aquemini, which you're probably comparing it to in terms of like art.
Yes, I like it better than Aquemini. Yes.
Yeah, the art better. So this is like almost this was amazing to me, because it was like around the time I was still collecting comic books, and I would silently want a comic book insert on every album I was buying. So when they came out with that, so it wasn't just a comic book; they had superhero themselves. They had the Black Lion with the locks, like a tattoo. Dre had the turban and the glowing hands, and I think
Andre has the metal arm.
Yeah, and he was calling himself Daddy Fat Sax, and they had AKA.
Ooh. So I mean, Big Boy has
with the Braves hat on. Yeah.
Inserts with the bio things which you love if you collected any type of cards or you a comic book collector, any like bio and power stuff. So that was great. And then they had like the little story that didn't make sense because they didn't even have enough panels to finish.
Right.
And they were fighting and jumping around, and that was cool because that was separate from even the music. It really had nothing to do with the album.
Right.
And so just to have that as a piece of iconography from the 90s, late stuff was just great. And just, up my wheelhouse. I was just all a comic book dude. So that one. I remember to this day, I was in a pizza shop with my man G, who, funny, he just texted me. We known each other since high school. We used to, he's when I came to Philly, we first did hip hop together. He produced tracks, and I rapped and stuff, and he rapped too. So he was in my first group. But I remember sitting there with him and his little brother, and we were in the back of this pizza shop, and I just gotten ATLiens, and I cracked the seal, and I didn't know it was a comic book. I thought the cover was just a cover. And I opened it up, and there's all these panels. I'm like, oh shoot, I was a curse, and his little brother was sitting right there. But I remember that's one pop memory I have crystal clear to this day, that I remember exactly what I was doing when I opened up this album.
Nice. Yeah, I having it at 10 on that list at that time seems it either shouldn't be on the list or it should be at least like 6. 10's low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my vibe.
So,
what are we gonna say, Les?
I would say the only thing I would penalize on the cover is the font on ATLiens.
All right, fair.
Like that sort of distracts a little bit from it. It looks real. It's not a great font.
Sure.
But otherwise, I got no complaints. Like if I'm nitpicking at that point, right?
Right.
I would say I think 10's a good spot for it, honestly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
With all the other things considered.
Yeah. I mean, because I think there's a couple like album covers. Like as we're going through the conversation, I know we said we weren't going to talk about stuff that might have been left off the list at the time.
Right.
But there's like a couple that just popped in my head where I'm like, oh, that actually probably should be in there somewhere too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that at the end. We could say like things we would have swapped out.
Yeah.
How about that?
Because
that works.
Is in the 22 years, considerably the underground stuff that we're going to bring up that could have been included. We move through.
Bet.
All right, next.
So number 9, NWA's Equal for Zagans and
Zagan.
So
I don't love this cover at all.
But it's something about it's a dot on a timeline because it's very significant. It's the first album without Cube, which whether you knew about NWA or didn't, there was on BC and AC before Cube and after Cube.
Yeah.
Right.
No, excuse me. With let's say WC and AC with Cube and after Cube, and there was a distinct change in the music with NWA. The beats got so much better, considering they had to cover up for the lack of the lyrical excellence, which was Ice Cube. That's how it felt to me. Like the beats on this were crazy. 100 Miles and Running.
Right.
Yeah,
that song's insane.
As soon as it comes on, it's just and it was still, to me, this is actually some of the DNA that will show up in the Chronic. Like a lot of these sounds you'll hear.
Right.
He drops the Chronic, some of the way they set up certain things, the skits and the atmosphere that they were creating. So the cover to me was always like a moment in time because they were a little more commercial at this point. Like they had just passed the whole, none of our stuff is on the radio. My mom could buy this one because the album name was backwards. So it was, instead of Niggas for Life, it was E-Phil for Zagging. That's what they would say, like on MTV and stuff like that. And I remember my mom kind of letting me rock this one because they didn't have to like cross anything out because it was backwards. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't so much like the execution of the album cover. It's just, that's a timestamp for me. I remember that album. I remember having that tape. And I remember like the sonics on the record, like just really hitting, looking through the tape and the whole post Cube stuff.
I just think the cover is not better than Straight Outta Compton.
I think it is.
I don't like this.
It's Straight Outta,
I think
more lo-fi. Our first album cover we're trying.
Yeah.
And then especially after that NWA and the Posse stuff. Remember that cover with it? Everybody like on it.
80s shit.
This one seemed like I'm with Alaska. I don't know if this is what you're going last. This seemed like an album cover attempt as opposed to a Posse picture.
But I also think it really matched the sort of sonic chaos of the album. Like that album cover is pure chaos.
A lot going on. The scene, ghosts coming out of bodies and stuff like that. And the album starts off, I think, with whatever it starts off with, it starts off kicking ass. Like it doesn't slowly throw you into the album. It starts off kicking ass. And I think because they're trying to make a point of we're so strong without Cube. Like that's a big, Cube is a big presence on this record, even though he's not on the record, if you get my point. And not just the diss tracks, what I'm saying. This is like
Right.
Just the whole aura of it, like we could still do it. There's more bars from Ren on this record. You know what I mean? Than on the previous one. There's a little less bars from Dre.
Yeah.
It's just like that hit the ground running. What I always feel from that song, from the cover, from the time when it dropped. Again, to me, I think this is them being a little more commercial, meaning like more people are learning about NWA now, full board, because that whole without radio shit didn't affect. Because at first it was affected. Of course, it's gonna affect. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew unless you knew. Now this is songs that I think made it onto radio or made it at least with some video and stuff like that. I'm sorry to be monopolizing.
No, all good. I mean, I agree. I think it's. I think it's a strong cover. I still don't know if I put it in my top 10 of that time. Like, I think there's, again, covers that I think are better and more deserving.
Right.
But it's solid. Like, on this list, I would probably move it up a little bit, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. What's next on the old listy?
Next on the list, we have The Roots, Things Fall Apart.
All right, here's my issue with this one.
Okay.
I love this album so much.
Such a good record.
The issue I have is the one the picture they chose to put on the list, because that album had 4 or 5 variant covers.
And the Burned Out Church is actually the best picture.
Or the one with the dead gambler with the ace of spades with the bloody hand. That one's crazy.
Yeah. So there's actually other pictures that are a little stronger, but that picture is more historical reference than the other ones.
Right.
Because the other ones, that one, you know exactly what it is: segregation, Jim Crow, people being short. The other ones are a little bit more timeless.
Yes.
Well, we don't know exactly when those were, but yeah, it was a series of 4. It might have been 6.
Yeah, the one with the bombed out church, I got that one autographed on release day at the gallery when they did the in-store.
Yeah.
So I have that one.
So this one is up on there in terms of the Roots ambition with all of the album covers. I feel like it's like their training day award, meaning like you're getting an award for all of the work you've done cumulative for this one. Because like How I Got Over is a really good cover. I know that's a little later.
No.
Philadelphia Half-Life is a great cover.
No.
Philadelphia. You don't like that corner, that classic corner?
It's all right. It's a fisheye. Like, it's fine.
I think Phrenology is a great cover.
I think Do You Want More is an amazing cover.
Do You Want More?
Yeah.
Which one?
They're under the Walt Whitman Bridge. In the blue, it's just Tariq, Malik, and
that. To me, that's like just a Blue Note copy. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
But it's them being like jazzy and shit still.
I like what's the one with the hangman on the cover? See?
Oh, Game Theory? That's
Yeah.
See, I love that album. I don't like the cover that much. Phrenology is fucking cool. Rising Down's like I think
Rising Down is the Malcolm mugshot, right?
No, that's what's that one called? I'm blanking. Tipping Point. That's Tipping Point.
That's with the Malcolm. Yeah,
Rising Down has like the devil with the wings,
which is a black lecture. But that's what I'm saying. Cumulatively, if you look at all of their attempts, even in and I Shot Your Cousin with the collage, you put it all together.
Right.
To me, I mean, this is a list from 2000, but this is what the Roots get a slot because of all the work they've done.
Sure, they deserve to be in the conversation of.
I think this is their best album cover, hands down. It's not even close.
Which one?
This one.
Not Do You Want More. I'm sorry. Things Fall Apart. Yeah, I mean, for the same, there's something so jarring about that photo, and I know I don't know the variant covers.
Oh, okay.
But just that photo, like, it says so much in so little.
Here's the weird part, though. Like that particular photo to me doesn't sound like the music on that record.
It doesn't. I agree with you on that.
That's my only issue.
Not rock music or black music. It's really not even like specific. Not black music in the sense that black rebellion music. No, that's not what's.
Now there's 6. You're right, Casher. There's 6. There's a little baby crying in front of like a bomb. I'm not sure what historical place that is. Then there's a close up of a kid crying. Then there's the bombed out church. Then there's like the street from the 92 riots. And then there's the card player with the bloody hand. None of them sound like the record. None of them look like how. That's just odd. It's a weird contradiction.
But I get you on that, Z. But then it's more so an exhibition of this is the pictures that we want to associate, but not necessarily what the music sounds like.
Right. It's a big contrast because this album is like warm, like approachable.
It is, yeah.
Like Next Movement, Table of Contents with Malik, P's and Q's. Like there's so many just banging songs on there. Like Adrenaline and 100% Dundee. I don't go to this album for like, put it this way, everything after this is political as fuck. And that cover would fit on Undone or Then You Shoot Your Cousin, Wake Up, all that shit. I just think this one, like you said, it's like a deliberate contrast to say like these are the things that we want to associate with, artistically, which I'm not mad at. I just don't. I just like ATLiens art and music to me like are hand in glove. You know what I mean?
And I think to me, Aquemini is more distinct in terms of like that cover looks like and what that album sounds
True.
like.
Yeah,
even more point. Aliens, like they're really in that stride. They look like that.
Yeah, the pimp and then the alien dude, and
right.
Yeah, you're right.
Own thing, and then the mixing of the zodiac signs, like that one.
That was fire. All right, what's next on the list, Alaska?
Next on the list. Well, do you think that this is properly placed? Would it stay in your list? What do you think?
I think it's ballsy to pick an album from 1999 for the year 2000 list. So I give him credit for doing it. You know what I mean? Saying fuck it.
Some recency, but to me, it's with the age now that we're talking about the list 22 years later, it seems like it fits a little better than it would in 2000.
Yeah, like the fact they put that over like Paid in Full or some shit is kind of fucking wild.
Yeah.
Or It Takes a Nation, a million.
Like
Fear of a Planet, actually. I don't know what. Yeah, the Fear of a Black Planet.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That one's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have this in the top 10 of the, top 10 of all time.
They were trying
at that point in time.
That was this is a trendy pick because the Roots were popular.
They were very popular.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to include them as like, so people can say, where are the Roots at? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's next?
Yeah. So next is Organized Confusion, Stress the Extinction Agenda.
This is low. This is like top 3, but I think we have a preference thing going on. If you like graffiti and you really give praise to this is Matt Do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you're compelled to love this record cover. There's so much going on here.
Yeah.
It is stress. When you look at this shit, it's stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's so dope about it. Like there's so many ill colors. Then he has like the Hulk hands.
Yeah,
then
but
they have like the Thor hammer.
The superpower in this, the universe that's in Prince Poe and all the faces in there, like all that great, the background. But yeah, I do feel like there's a stress that they're in an environment. See, they're in a terrain.
Right.
New York shit. That's where the New York shit comes about. But it's such a great album. But I think so.
You know what's I was texting you guys recently when I was at the gym a couple weeks back, listening to the BDP Edutainment for the first time. Right.
Okay.
The album has like our jam 13 and Good, but
wait, that's on. You're thinking of Sex and Violence.
Sex and Violence. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
The Sex and like the same way to me, Stress album covers incredible. Sex and Violence is like too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
I don't remember that one. I don't remember.
It has like a weird like dude having like a naked chick with tan lines, and then it's a really
and a point. There was a point to it, right? The whole
I imagine there is.
Yeah, it was basically like some masters, not like Masters of the Universe. He-Man, like more like, greedy business exec, politician. You don't really know what they are, but like them sort of holding the strings of the world and like everything that's bad emanating from
behind the curtain type
their
shit.
comfort. Yeah.
Yeah, but wait, Sex and Violence has like to do with like the naked chick on his lap and.
Yeah, but he's like sort of like a typical fat cat.
Right. Yeah. Business mogul who don't care about the science back shit, I think.
Yeah. The album was that cover is it's like the inverted version of Stress, where like Stress nails the record and nails them as like characters of what their styles are, of like larger than life. And then within like I have like I'm looking at the photo now, right, of the album. When you like zoom in, there's just so many details and collage pieces underneath them, and then behind them it's like lava and then like the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like a lot more things that pull your eye in, and then things you want to figure out later. Whereas like the BDP thing is like so jarring and weird, and not in a good way. Weird, like not good jarring or good weird. It's like,
No, it's not.
I don't want to look at that ever again.
No,
It's like,
yeah.
But yeah, I think Stress is,
and it's worthy of being in a top 10 list.
Yes,
Without question. And I love the sort of way that the bodies of our heroes like encompass so much. Like in Mancha's body, there's, sort of like people's faces like thrown throughout his body, like his torso.
Yeah.
And Poe's body is just like the galaxy, or like the whole universe, like the night sky.
Yeah,
it's a nice touch
to pull off a long album title, which is difficult. Stress, colon, the Extinction Agenda. It's place where it could have really been cumbersome and thrown it all off.
Yeah.
And it means every single one of those words are identified pressed on the cover.
Yeah.
And go back and listen to our megalith monuments episode on this album with Sketch 185 and John Morrison.
It's such a beautiful record. I was listening to it today, actually. It's so good.
Remember when the kid at my old job that I put onto the album? I was just telling him about him. When he saw the cover, he was like, "Oh, I gotta fucking check this out." Like that was his first reaction. You know what I mean?
This is that time where those covers would draw. The cover. It reminds me of like some Miles Davis. It's gonna draw you in.
Yeah, it does, right? I was thinking that it's like that sort of like era of jazz music where like electronic instruments came into it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we hit this one? This will round out the bottom 5. Okay. And then we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back. But so at number 6, we got Old Dirty Bastards, Return to the 36 Chambers.
Low, too low, too low, too low.
Yeah. Anything below number 1 for this album cover is too low.
Even if you don't know what a welfare card looks like, just the fact that the boldness of just doing it.
Yeah.
And it's and then you find out it's almost accurate, and they just change some of the fonts and design. Oh my God, what a great album!
Like Tyler just jacked it for his new shit.
He did. What is this? Is like a high school?
Call me when you're outside. It's like some like school badge or some shit.
Yeah. Like,
I know that's not Call Me When You're Outside. Call Me If You Get Lost. That's Dove's album. Call Me when you're outside.
Yeah.
Call Me If You Get Lost. Straight up. Oh, and what's his name? Jacked it too. That motherfucker JPEG Mafia jacked that shit.
He probably did.
For the Veteran album cover. Everyone's jacked that shit.
I mean, there's a reason why it's so effective.
Just the picture of Old Dirty in terms of the design. But there's so many people on that record. Like 10 to 20. There's like 15 people on the record.
Yeah.
Return to the 36. So I just thought it's such a stoic picture, the yellow, the blue.
Oh, it stands out so well. It's just like everything about it is perfect. The simplicity of it.
Yeah.
That's why it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like I'm really big on like minimal and power. Like I like album covers and art like that. But then I also like something like I'm just looking at my framed vinyl right now in my studio. Like Castro's cover for Tosh, for example, has really, it shouts to Joe Castro, no relation or homie, who did that piece. That's like so ill with the amount of things that you could look at this album cover 100 times and then 101st time like find one new little piece that you didn't catch, right? So, and I'm looking at Smalls' album cover for 86 Witness, where like he and I were texting about it. I'm like, yo, there's one person on this album cover, I don't know who it is, like with all the references Sean dropped. So it's cool like to discover shit like that over time. But something like Dirty, it's like smacks you right in the face. As soon as you look at it, you're like, I know what that is. I know what this guy's about. You know what I mean? Like there's no mystery.
Yeah.
It's just rawness, and everything about him is like total freedom and bravery. Like, fuck it. Here's my welfare card. Like,
that shamelessness, what I'm saying?
Right. And Tyler's joint is, what's on this one's for? It just says, it's like a permanent license of travel. But like his version to me is like a Wes Anderson version of the Old Dirty cover.
Okay,
You know
like
I mean? It's like
Yeah.
a clean artsy version, and I love the record. I love Tyler, but it's like a clean artsy version of Old Dirty, where he's wearing like the fucking Uncle Buck hat he wore for this whole album thing, and like
I don't know, Z. I think I see the total resemblance, but I didn't put those two together. It doesn't make
he said
sense.
that he got it from Old Dirty,
and I didn't. Okay,
and then so did JPEG Mafia. JPEG Mafia's shit Veteran is just like his driver's license where he looks wild corny, and he just blacked out everything except his name and wrote like Veteran. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, the Old Dirties is. I mean, isn't there like a mural on some building with that cover in New York
definitely.
or something?
Yeah, there's definitely a mural of it. If it's not still around, it definitely was one.
Yeah. And JPEG Mafia covers corny.
Yeah, it would be cool if Dirty didn't exist. I'd be like, oh shit, it's kind of ballsy.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas
Yeah,
I said like Tyler's is like a Wes Anderson, aspartate, like who?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It looks like it, like you're seeing it being typed upon as it's being made. Like,
yeah.
And not Wes Anderson.
It's like France. It's like
Owen Wilson is reading everything.
Yeah, Owen Wilson's reading it in France. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Version, the Al Yankovic version of the
weird Al Yankovic version.
Yeah. All right, so we all agree this should be way higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, again, that album was 4 or 5 years old at the time.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. I think that pushes it up the list so much. The design work is great, but
it is, yeah.
The so iconic are such a great album, and when you close your eyes, you see this picture, and it doesn't. But Return to the 36,
right?
Which is harkening back to the first record. He meant, and I think that was Dirty's idea. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And I think Castro, you might have mentioned early, like there's something about the color scheme of this card that just really makes it pop compared to the other ones that tried to like come with it. Yeah. Like something about that like yellow and blue color scheme like just really stands out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit is brilliant. So all right, let's take a quick break.
Boom.
And we'll come back with 5 through 1.
Indeed.
Insert commercials here.
All right, let me crack another High Life. Give me 1 second.
You know what this
Wait a minute. Cut this shit. Damn, man, why don't you pump this shit up so it can fuck with my eardrums a little bit? All right, bet.
Hey, yo, this is Chubzilla, one half of Sons of Andre, with the late Scorsese Lord Jones. Scorsese and I have a record together under the name Sons of Andre called Dungeon of Doom. It features some of my happiest production yet and some of Scorsese's best writing. It is available on limited edition cassette and CD and at every digital outlet you get your music from, as well as insubordinaterecords.com. Dungeon of Doom features appearances by Alaska, Zilla Rocca, Poison Pen, and Alex Ludovico, stealing the goddamn show on this very beat. So you can go get Dungeon of Doom wherever you fuck with music at. Long live Scorsese.
Blah, 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 blah.
We are back. Call out cultists.
Should believe them.
And we're ready to take the top 5 here. And this, for me, is another album that's way too low on the list. Camp Lo's Uptown Saturday Night.
Woo. Now, let me ask y'all this straight up and be honest. Did you know that this was like a painting first, or did you know about the album?
I knew it as a painting from, and I don't know if it's the same painting, but it was like sort of the ilk of Good Times.
Right.
It was an ilk of Good Times, and it was in a lot of black houses as much as white.
Yeah.
Like this felt painting that I don't know where manufactured it, but everybody kind of had one. If you had like that type of room with the stereo being there. And I remember a couple of families had it. I never had it, but I knew like 3 or 4 people in my building that had it, and so that picture popping up on this cover, immediate copy. I was like, oh, I'm getting this. I remember, I knew, enamored with the McCooley High, but I remember when I seen that cover, I said, oh, they went there with it. That was great.
Yeah, I mean this is like the perfect example of the cover telling you all you need to know about the album.
Correct.
Right. Definitely looks like
And it has them on the cover.
Exactly. They're in there.
It's fucking
amazing. Just such an ill thing because it's like I said, it's like something your great aunt would have in her living room. And for Geechee and Sonny to use that as the cover and put them on his styles, which fit perfectly, which with the video, remember they had the video that was actually the Good Times.
Like, for Black Nostalgia.
Oh my God. And then the other videos, all this stuff fit anyway, even if they didn't do that one. You know what I'm saying? It was perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. And the thing that ATLians doesn't have, like that this one does, is just the font is perfect on it too.
Totally. Oh, God. Good point. Yeah. You're a font head.
I'm huge on font. Like font is I can't fuck with bad font.
I agree. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, are we good on this one? We all agree it's like it deserves to be there. It should probably be higher, lower. Are you happy with where it's placed?
Higher. Should definitely be higher.
I would put Old Dirty over this for sure.
I say put it high, it could get crowded, but we're just talking hypothetically. It doesn't necessarily have to fit the configured list. Let's just say
on this list though, it should be higher.
Okay.
Yes.
To me, like no question about it. Like Dirty is one. I could say you could put this at 2.
Sure. I wouldn't argue with that.
Okay.
So speaking of bad font, let's jump into number 4.
Here we go with the font master.
It's Tupac's Machiavelli.
Horrible cover, horrible font.
Everything's
terrible.
This is all about a time period and a moment.
Yeah.
This is nothing but a moment. He had passed. He had recently passed. It was like months after. When did this drop?
Nah, about 2-3 years. Yeah, about 4 years after he died.
It's 4 years.
He died in 96, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm trying to remember. This was the most cognizant collection of his recordings because even if stuff had popped up in between that 4 years, this was the most solid selection of recordings.
Machiavelli's a fucking dope ass album, man.
But I don't know. I thought it was, I was, you know, I'm being blind, but I was unaware of the religious iconography. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep using the word religious iconography. I didn't know he was with the resurrection stuff, and so that's when I was like, Hail Mary was the lead single and all that. That's what kind of tuned me off. I didn't really want to hear anything. But the cover it's about a moment because the cover is like it has to be like some abstract artist that we would be this if we didn't know that this was like some artist that did it because it doesn't look that sophisticated. Probably looks like it's somebody's signature style that he probably hired to do it.
Yeah,
and
it's not the last special.
But see, this is the last good Death Row release. Think about that.
True, but that has nothing to do with the artwork. You know what I mean? You're right. It's a moment. I get it. It's a very of the moment call to say it's one of the best album covers. And like you said, the iconography of the religious stuff. And even back then we were like, oh, he's in Cuba somewhere hiding out and he's alive.
Exactly.
Like we all said that shit back then. So I get it. It's just, but even when I bought the tape back then, I mean, it's nothing that you want to look at.
No,
it's not good. I don't know what else to say. Like,
but I guess they probably felt they had to put a Tupac album on there.
He never really had great covers.
No.
Oh, no. Me Against the World is a pretty good cover. Great photos.
Fine. I mean, it's like okay. You know, for him, it's pretty good.
I would think All Eyes on Me is a better cover.
He's wearing like the dominatrix, like leather, like
him with the dots after every word on
Tupac Lives Now is kind of fire. It's a very like early 90s cover, but
that's kind of crazy. It looks like one of those 90s movies, like Arnold Schwarzenegger would be in or something.
Yeah, that's what I like it. Oh no, I'm talking about Strictly for My M Bombs. I'm sorry.
That's what I mean. That one.
Strictly for My M Bombs. I think it's my favorite one. That looks like an action movie. You're right. It looks like some Dolph Lundgren shit.
It was like Strictly for My Niggas, and niggas was like an acronym.
Yes. It stood for I'm on the Wikipedia now. It stood I don't remember. He had a whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah, he probably said it.
Gangsters. I forget the fuck is the national, international. I think Strictly 4 is his most fire because it's like you said before about chaos. Like that shit is chaos.
Yeah.
That shit is aggression. I think that's his best.
I let hit me. I remember that video.
That video is crazy.
It was that girl. I still I was like, oh my God.
And then I get around on this motherfucker. Wow.
Yeah, I get around.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. Brenda's on there. No,
yeah.
Brenda's
Brenda's on
the first
Tupacalypse now.
Right. But this album has like Soldier's Revenge, Five Deadly Venoms with Tretch and Apache and Live Squad. Shoo.
And that's his last, not his last, but to me, that's when he rapping. That was his last.
Yeah, he gets busy on this shit. I'm gonna run this up tomorrow. I haven't listened to Strictly 4 in years. This shit is hard.
Hell and all that stuff. But also like All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World. My mom really liked which one got Dear Mama? That's All Eyes on Me. Right?
Me Against the World. Me Against the World's cool. It's just not like, I don't know.
It's
never think of it.
That's the one he got the glasses on the front,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
He's like leaning against the wall and like a button up with like a white t-shirt.
Most kind of maybe I guess grown up record because there's a lot of.
It looks like it. Yeah, that's when he was about to go to jail.
Yeah.
All Eyes on Me is probably the most iconic because like that poster, that image, that t-shirt, that's been everywhere from that cover.
That font, the font also has traveled a bit.
Yeah, his font, the Tupac font, right?
Yeah.
Machiavelli is just like, ugh. It looks like some like boardwalk airbrush shit.
And then the day string there, I was like, "What are y'all doing? Y'all trying
Don Illuminati?"
Y'all was just not going for any of it.
Yeah, man. I used to play the shit out of this tape, like Live and Die in L.A., Toss It Up, White Man's World. Me and my girlfriend. It's fucking crazy. It's cool. You're right. I think it was a very of the moment decision.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
They had to put him on there.
Yeah,
it's probably
a lot of politics there.
It's
the same way like every fucking time Eminem comes out, he gets nominated for a Grammy. They have to put him on that shit.
I'm telling you, there's got to be a contemporary artist they hired for it because it seems like it's somebody's style that if you looked up that would.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Sure.
Some artist at the time is doing work. It got them to do Tupac on the Cross, which is just that alone. You know what I mean? If you did it as a stick figure, it's still a striking image. All right, what's
number 3? Redman, There Is a Dark Side.
Okay. So first of all, we know it's a copy of what's that? What's the album?
Maggot Brain, right?
Maggot Brain, yeah.
Yeah. And then
not MAGA Braid.
No, I didn't say Maggot, I said Maggot.
I know, I'm just fucking.
Oh. But so it's different in the sense that the picture is the framing is different, it's more pulled out and it shows those power lines.
Yes.
Which also added such illness to that. And then the red on that record, like Game could do whatever he wants, but this is the definitive red record. It's a red tape, red CD, red case, and all that stuff. I had it. Redman,
the cassette was great.
Redman produces his ass off on this record, which people don't.
He's on dust like a motherfucker.
He does on this record. But it's just a great look at him, and he's just power personified, even if he buried him.
Yeah.
There's so much power, yeah.
Shouts to our man Reef the Lost Cause. His last mixtape, Reef the Lost Cause, is live. Pays homage to Dare Is a Dark Side cover where his head's sticking out. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, everything that's been said, like
what number is this? 4?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I think that's actually, probably where I would keep it.
What I missed. Well, the Z instead of the S, like the misspelling. This is also dead in the middle of the spelling, hip hop spelling,
right?
All the other type of shit, which I never was a fan of, but I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is another album cover that sounds exactly like the record.
Exactly.
Or looks exactly like the record sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
All right, so we're in our top 2.
Okay.
Number 2 is Illmatic by Nas.
All right.
There's nothing to be said, yo. It's one of it's literally a moment in time. You will never get this record for the rest of your life if you know hip hop.
Yeah.
You will never not picture of this.
Right, I'm just trying to separate everything about, like, I just finished Ozark. They were playing fucking Illmatic for like 3 episodes. And like Illmatic now has reached a point where, like, how I was rolling my fucking eyes, like when Rolling Stones were everywhere.
Okay.
When I was younger, I'm like, enough with the fucking Rolling Stones. I get it. They were important to people.
it's time, yo.
Like I'm now at that place with Illmatic. I'm like, I really don't want to hear this again. I don't want to think about this album again. Nas is fucking sick of it. Everyone's just sick of it, and we're only at the 20 whatever. It's gonna be another 20 fucking years of this.
We're almost at 30 years on this shit.
Yeah, like it's gonna be another 20 years of Illmatic. It's hard for me to separate the cover from me. I'm just exhausted by it, and it's not Nas's fault. It's not the album's fault.
Can't do that to you.
It's what?
Wu-Tang Into the 36 hasn't done that for you.
It's starting to, because that's all over Ozark. The fucking songs are everywhere now with Cream and all. Like it's entering that world too. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, we're now like the oldies generation going to hear this shit for the next 30 fucking years in every show and every fucking movie.
I don't have that feeling, but I know where you're feeling about that stuff.
It just wipes me out. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
I still enjoy it. I get like a good chill whenever I hear it pop up on something. Because it's like,
I'm out.
Sort of being there from the beginning.
It's still such an incredible song to me, and I'm still make my own version of that somewhere, somehow.
What song?
It ain't hard to tell. It's so incredible.
It's so beautiful. It's perfect.
I'll never forget.
But you don't like Large Pro.
No, I don't dislike Large Pro. No.
When you don't like that whole like boom bap Illuminati of Pete Rock, Premier.
No,
Large
I don't.
Pro.
Pete Rock or Premier now, but Large Pro is still talented.
Oh, okay, good.
First class, I still best with his stuff. His rap.
But Large Pro, I mean, like
I love him so much.
Primo and Pete Rock were amazing back then.
Their best work, it's some of their best work.
You can't take anything away from like what they were doing at that time.
No, it's their best work, but it's just, but that song, I mean, it doesn't trump all the other songs making me exhausted, like you saying, like what's going on with you. That song and then that album cover. And then to me, I like series. So the fact that album cover started a series, next 3 or 4, kind of dope. The I Am with the hood, and then Nostradamus with the whole entire Egyptian bust. And then I'm missing one.
It was written where it's like him as a man.
Yeah.
Illmatic is him as a little boy.
It was him grown up. Yeah, I like.
Yes.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
So I don't love this cover.
Me neither.
Okay, talk to me.
But I understand why it's there. I understand it's iconic, right?
All right.
Like but from like a pure like design work, like I think that like, I mean, Old Dirty's better, Camp Low's better. I think Redman's better.
I agree.
I think Organized better.
Yes.
I think the NWA might be better. But what this represents.
Well, you know what it represents, Alaska? It represents the
I don't know
source.
if you can separate those two things.
It represents the source patting themselves on the back, being like, we broke this record.
It's a little bit.
Didn't. The source didn't break that record.
They gave it 5 fucking mics. Was that the first one?
Yeah, but no, it was like there was like 7 or 8 5.
Oh, I thought it was my bad. I thought it was the first.
Yeah, no. And Stretch and Bob broke this record.
Mm.
The 5 mic is powerful when they gave it 5 mics in the 90s.
It was super powerful but Tribe had gotten 5 mics before that. De La got 5 mics before that.
Okay.
I think Death Certificate got 5 mics before that.
Yeah, America's Most probably.
Right? Yeah, like a lot of records got 5 mics.
Okay,
before that.
I'm bugging.
Yeah. But there's something like it'd be like trying to separate the design of a dollar bill from the value of it.
Yeah,
like you can't, like these two things are locked in together, and it's like much as I'm like, it's
Pop and Illmatic cover is mutually exclusive to one itself.
Yeah, like there's a lot of album covers that I think are better, but I don't know if there are a lot of album covers that are like as meaningful.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. All right, then that leads us to number 1 because there's not many images that are as powerful as this. And
it's a pretty powerful image.
It's amazing.
Boogie Down Productions, by all means necessary.
Everybody's not familiar. This is KRS-One standing by the drapes with the Uzi. And, is an immediate homage to Malcolm X standing by the drapes with the rifle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody else is. I have a tattoo of Malcolm doing it, so it's, as you could tell, it's a really big image for me.
and just Chris at the time like was probably like
the biggest
the
rapper.
alpha lion in the whole thing.
Yeah, he was the
Right.
biggest. Let me ask you this, Alaska.
Yeah.
Was it funny that Chris was like a bigger MC than Run, even though Run was patterned to be the big MC?
Run was commercially more successful, I think.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He was
Yeah.
molded big. The big number one MC is MC Run. I remember that.
Yeah.
Even though, but KRS-One I knew was really running shit in terms of
KRS.
especially after all the battles and him beating, and him like how did he best Kane when Kane was kind of better?
I think Kane didn't battle anybody.
Okay, Kane wouldn't put it on the. Yeah,
and
you're right.
KRS did put it on people, but
Right.
I mean,
That's a good
Kane
point.
had a lot of corny shit, man.
Well, Kane was the lover man. Where I
Yeah.
don't think Chris wasted time. Not wasted, but Chris didn't spend that much time as Kane did trying to be the lover man. It was
Yeah.
a lot of robes and women on album covers and those type of songs when it came to Kane. As much as it was stuff, he was into women. I don't know if he knew about Kane stuff earlier. But yeah, okay, that makes.
But I also think the big thing that people wanted to see at that time was Kane versus Rakim.
Right. And
like they weren't really like putting Chris and Kane in the same place. Like, I would say it would almost be like
dexterity.
Like you wouldn't put Mike Tyson up against Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay, so it was a different weight class because Harris into the lyrical dexterity stuff that Kane and Rakim were doing. But as far as like in all the check marks of being an MC, KRS-One was.
Yeah.
The bombastic, the live performance, the hip hop. He seemed like hip hop, the commercials, like when they would talk, I'm KRS-One. This is how you say A to B. He seemed like embodiment, walking hip hop, if he would.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, his outfit on this album cover is so dope.
The hat.
The hat, the leather BDP jacket.
But I have to say that this would not be in my Nair number one. This probably wouldn't be in my top 10.
It wouldn't be in mine either. It wouldn't. It's a great album cover, but it wouldn't be in my top 10.
But I see where the list was kind of going. If we looking at it, there's like what are iconic homages, iconic images. Like, to be honest, I don't even know if somebody did a John Carlos, Tommy Smith album cover, it might be on this list. That's what it feels like this list is built on.
Yeah.
Like, of historical images that were translated to hip hop moments that became hip hop images.
I think also BDP, what's hurt them and KRS from a longevity marketing merch point of view, never had a great logo or font.
No, they didn't.
Never.
They never did. It was
I'm going to disagree with that because when we were watching The Boys and dude had the BDP shirt on, we all were like, that shirt is dope.
It was
what shirt was it though?
It was just the BDP logo. It was like the logo that he has on the jacket.
Let me see.
Which is that? Which
logo? Like it looks like some like TV commercial.
It's just like the circle, like the oval, and it has BDP in the middle.
Nah, bro.
And I think
so when that shit came on, we were all talking about like how dope that shirt.
I mean, because you never see it anywhere.
But
it's
not that good.
Hold on, fellas. It was college lettering. It looked like a college outfit, whereas it transcend college time. Whereas Public Enemy and High Road, and all that.
Like, those are real Wu-Tang. These are real logos. Like BDP. I mean, Run DMC logo. BDP. If they just had a crazy ass logo, they're 4 times bigger in the passive world.
They coined it, did it first. Run DMC.
Like EPMD's logo is amazing.
Oh, EPMD's logo is great.
What EPMD? Oh, the E, the way they spelled
the underline.
It's almost like how they made it. Like it kind of looks like the Black Flag logo in a way.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy. Whereas like Boogie Down, like it just says like BD. It just looks like some 70s like local TV shit to me.
No benefits of that. Onyx with the
mad face.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature.
Naughty was ill.
Naughty had fun with the bats.
Yeah.
Yes, the bat. Yep.
But also was doing the multiple print, like you're gonna see our name 50 times on a shirt, on a hat,
all over.
Yeah.
They were doing that. They were kind of the first ones doing that, like putting it. everything. I remember they had bed sheets and pillowcases.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You know. All right, let's get into
gents. So real quick, if you were to restructure this list, how would you restructure it? What would be your 10 to 1?
That list itself?
This specific list.
Oh man, I would kind of flip it around. I don't have it in front of me, y'all, because
Yeah, I don't either. Wait.
Okay.
Let me pull up the text. Let me pull up the text. You put it in the group text.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I can share my screen. We can just look at it that way.
Nah, I got the tweet.
Okay.
Shouts to the real Joey Jojo. I would put Illmatic 10. No,
Okay.
I will put Machiavelli 10.
Yeah.
Illmatic 9.
Redman.
Who?
Redman, closer to 1.
All right, I'm stacking them from the bottom up.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I would do Machiavelli 10. I would do Illmatic 9. I would do NWA 7 or 8. I would do that 8. I'll do them 8. Fuck.
The Roots come off the list.
Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
man. This is hard.
All right. So
Hit me with yours.
okay. I mean, I don't know if I really have, but it was Machiavelli 10.
Yes.
KRS 9, Illmatic 8.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, Illmatic, the Roots 8, Illmatic 7, NWA 6, Organized 5,
Woo.
Redman. I'm missing one,
4.
I think. Redman 4. What am I missing? Oh, no, sorry.
Camp Low.
ATLian 6.
6. Yep. Okay.
Organized 5. Redman 4.
Camp
I don't know,
Low?
whatever. Camp Low and then Old Dirty Bastard.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So you would have Camp Low
Yeah.
2 then.
Yeah, on this list, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm just not.
See, when we get into this next, we should take a break and then we get to this. My list would be totally different because there's so many albums that they're kind of missing.
Yeah, I think we should talk about albums that are missed because I have a list of albums that could replace everything on this list. Except
I have
for
a
Old
list
Dirty
of it,
Bastard.
right? And I'm only doing albums from that up until 2000.
Yeah,
So
Okay.
I'm gonna have a list as well. I'm ready.
and then we could talk about other shit since that we think
Okay.
can really work.
All right, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Call
All
out
right.
culture. Keep it
Let's
culty.
take a
Keep it
break.
calling. We'll be back.
Black.
Brought to you by Miller High Life. Get a 6-pack for $15. Shouts to fucking local bars. Listeners, check it out, Zilla Rocca. Listen, as a shorty, I was playing in the front yard of the crib and I fell down and I bumped my head. And then somebody helped me up and asked me if I bumped my head and I said, yeah. So then they said, oh, so that means we gonna switch it up on her. And I said, yeah, Andrew is the greatest. And known as a shorty, I was always told that if I ain't gonna be part of the greatest, I gotta align with the greatest myself. And that's Andrew. The Rain Knows What Is Doing album available now. Cassettes are sold out, but we got CDs, beanies, dad hats, mugs. It's cracking. $3pistol.com for fans of Beck, Evidence, Buck 65, Daptone Records. If you're with it, spread love. People want the wild shit, we're gonna give you some more. Andrew, The Rain Knows What It's Doing, available now.
Germicide and The Expert present their new psychedelic hip-hop album, The Overview Effect. Think Marvin Gaye meets Edon. If you like tripped-out sounds, sinister strings, fuzz guitars, and heavy drums with social content, then this album is for you. Featuring the new singles For the Money, Black Tears, and A Little Love. Guest appearances on the album come from Stick Figure, Farrah Ale, and Tanya Morgan. Available on vinyl and all digital platforms with a special Bandcamp exclusive vinyl that comes with liner notes, a custom art print, plus the album instrumentals. Visit theexpert.bandcamp.com now.
We're back. Let's examine this list from the perspective of albums that we think, albums pre-2000 that we think were egregiously left off of this shit.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
How do you want to do? You want to just basically run through lists, or do you want to do it like just go around the clock?
I have 10 that
I have at least 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's
While you going,
10.
if we have the same one, we'll all just say we have the same one, and then so
Okay.
we're not repeating shit.
All right. Number one clearly takes a nation of millions. Like, how the fuck do you don't put that on the list?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me. Or whatever one you want to say. You want to say Bum Rush the Show, like Castro said, Fear of a Black Planet. Public Enemy needs a fucking slot.
Yeah.
Fucking move.
He's talking to the cat. So Public Enemy, was that on anyone else's? I can't believe they didn't put this on the list.
That's there.
All right. I'm not doing this to shit on Alaska, but Beastie Boys, Check Your Head. Love it.
See, I would have gone License to Ill. That album cover's amazing.
License to Ill with the plane.
Yeah.
I would have done Paul's Boutique.
I like Check Your Head better, but
okay,
sure.
I would have done Paul's Boutique with all the detail from the store. Yeah, I just like something like that.
Okay, fair enough. This oh my god, this album cover, Castro. I saw this vinyl at Milk Crate Cafe on Girard Ave, and I didn't pull the trigger, and I've regretted it ever since because I just want to frame it.
Oh,
LL Bigger and Deffer.
Ooh, good
probably
one.
my favorite photo ever in rap.
It's a great album cover.
I think it's probably my number one ever.
green light in the back like that.
The green light standing on top of the fucking the Audi, the
That
red
thing is-
Audi.
in Red Audi is in the Smithsonian or in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, bro. And the logo, that homeboy who did the EPMD logo did the LL logo. Oh my god! And it just says, it's weird because it just says bad, but the album's bigger. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
But
BAD, the acronym.
oh, I never realized that. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
How did you not know that?
I never knew that.
Oh yeah, bigger and dumber. That.
Good for you, man. Good for you. I had no fucking clue. Dude, I was always like, that's cool. It's called, it says bad, but it's wow. I think that's probably my favorite photo in rap history. Okay. Old Dirty, N-Bomb, Please.
Wow, yeah.
I hate that album.
Cover's amazing.
The cover is great.
It's amazing.
You know all that. It's
You ready for this? Too Short, Born to Mac.
Is that cartoon one?
No, it's just it's almost like the Biggie shit. It's just a white backdrop and it's just him in a black top down joint.
Okay.
Look at that shit. It's all about minimalist. It's 89. Too Short, Born to Mac. Look that up. That shit is tough. And it just says short and it has like the S from short is like the dollar sign, like from the money logo in the green. Power. Trick Daddy, www.thug.com.
Stupid. The thug.com?
Yes. Because it was like we were all infatuated with the internet back then. And we thought like it was the coolest thing to do, the internet.
But if you're gonna do that, you ain't gonna do one pen and pickles joint. You ain't gonna do one pen and pixels.
Dog, that Trick Daddy thug.com shit is iconic.
Can't stand that code, yo.
Yeah, I'm with Castro on that shit. That shit is not.
That shit is great. All right, Raekwon, Cuban Links, bro. Cuban Links is fucking crazy cover, dude.
The crazy cover.
Smoke coming off the head with Ghostface behind him.
Done really weird.
Rocking the Versace shit with the carved out woo in the back out of wood with a chain. Come on, bro. The Raekwon font.
Weird.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's a great. It comes off great and it is iconic. But if you look at really what it's made of, it's kind of weird.
Okay, I like it. But it looks like the album. All right, you ready for this one? 80s shit. Ice-T, Power.
Yeah, that's a fucking iconic one right there.
When he's done behind his back and he got that shit in the front.
Yeah.
Darlene. Darlene on the cover.
Yeah, it's the brilliance of the front and back cover on that shit is so on point.
Unbelievable. All right, I got two more. You ready? Castro's for you. Bobby Digital cover.
Yeah, I got that one in mind as well.
Second record.
First one. Bobby Digital and
first one.
Stereo, our man Sankiewicz.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Crazy.
It's a really
and then
dope
last
album
one. This ties LL for like my favorite photo in rap history.
Okay.
Gangstar Daily Operation.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't have it on my list, but I was looking at it. I was like, oh, should I put it there?
Guru's got like he's in the front and then Premier's in the back with a typewriter. There's a portrait of Malcolm behind him. He's got the cigar.
They're that lush ass study.
I think there's some inspiration from one of Mick's covers. He has a cover where he's like in this bunker. There's all this type of shit going on. and that's what it makes me think of.
Whose cover you cut off? What'd you say?
Oh, it's Charles Mingus. Charles Mingus.
Okay.
Cover.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
That like this picture of him in his bunker, and there's all this stuff all around him, and it makes me think of that.
Wow. This is amazing.
right.
Yeah, there you go. Those are my 10.
So you want me to go or you want to go, Castro?
Oh, mine is shorter in terms of like up to 2000. I got more contemporary. So first off, I'll go Ghetto Boys.
Which one?
We Can't Be Stopped?
The one where with the one where he's shot in the head.
Okay, yeah, I got that one too. We Can't Be Stopped. That's amazing.
Classic.
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And I remember people telling me that's a real picture. I said, get the fuck out of here. That's not real. They said, yeah, it really happened. He got shot. I said, get the fuck out of here. And I read it, said he really got shot. I said, wow, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. That's
that was wild.
Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg.
Ooh.
Masterpiece.
That joint is crazy. Who the artist that did that? Did he die too? I don't know. I remember he was doing it. He did that. He did Dog Pound, right? Did he do Dog Pound? Inside.
Possibly. I think he had a good like death row run, that dude.
Trying to remember. Let's see what else. It's so good it's bad. But I wouldn't put it anywhere. It would be like it would be the Killer Army album covers.
Which one, man?
First one, Silent Weapons.
Silent Weapons?
Quiet Wars, yeah.
Okay.
So, no,
it's kind of cool. But
then,
not great.
No. To me, this is one of my personal favorites. Is Ras Kass, Soul on Ice.
Soul on Ice.
Fishlands and him in the jail cell.
That's a nice one, yeah.
And then when I realized what it was, because I didn't know for a long time, but Bizarre Ride to the Far Side.
Yeah, I got that on mine too. That's really a good one.
It was a woman and the roller coaster. I really didn't. I had to fold out and everything, and I didn't know it was a woman, and I didn't see the titties or anything like that.
Oh,
so, yeah, I didn't know like 2 years ago.
Oh shit,
it actually was. It's probably some of the stuff I'm forgetting, but like some of my stuff is more contemporary, some more current things.
Yeah.
So like,
so hold on to the current stuff because we'll come back for that.
I got it.
So all right. So my old list is I got The Score by the Fugees.
I don't know, dude.
Because that's like a copy or a copy.
You know what? Here's my only issue with it. I think they look cool, but there was like a 2-year run where everyone was using the fucking Godfather font.
That's what I'm saying, like that black background. Death Row did,
but they look dope.
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you on the cover, but in terms of like that look, Death Row did it. I think with their spread.
Yeah, I can see that.
But like they use that font. The Firm used the font. Cool G Rap used that font. It was like everyone was during that mafioso. Everyone was. It's not their. They were the only ones not doing mafioso using the mafioso font. You know what I mean? That's not like beef with it. The photo is fucking cool. I like how they look.
Okay, so then we got DJ Sato introducing.
When they're just like in the record store.
Yeah, just something about it. I like the photo.
Is there something? Is there a meaning to it? Because I always thought there was. I never got it explained.
I think he's blurred on the cover, right?
He's blurred, and then the other person's clear. Is there any other specific meaning to it, or no? Or that's it?
Not that I know of.
Okay, all right.
Oh no, it's not even him on the cover. It's like one of his.
Yeah, it's just like some dude up there.
Digging. I like Private Press better than the one after that. You ever peep that joint?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Peep Private Press.
Hold on, let me just pull it up. I may have. That might have been the one I saw some live for.
It's kind of like an animated joint. Private Press is wild. It's more like a collage.
Let me see.
Yeah, Private Press. It's got the 6 days joint that Pusha just flipped.
Yeah, I actually saw him perform that shit live.
Oof.
That was real dope. Then I got Black Sheep, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Shoo. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That certificate.
That certificate. Okay. Yes. Fuck yeah.
With Uncle Sam and the toe tag.
Midnight Marauders, yo.
Yeah, I got that. Or Low End too. Both of those are great.
One of the two. Yeah. Does a De La album make it for anything?
No, I don't think so.
Top 10.
Maybe Balloon Mind. No, Balloon Mind stayed.
They Lost Souls
like
Dead, probably the most iconic, right?
Yeah.
Or 3 Feet. 3 Feet's like really iconic.
Yeah, it's not that great though. I don't know.
You know what? It's funny. 3 Feet flows with people's instinctive. Like it's a good idea, but
yeah,
I think it just looks like how the record sounds really well.
yeah. Tougher Than Leather. That's like a real like just clean album cover. Like great photo. In the animation front, Castro, you mentioned it early, that Freestyle Fellowship, Inner City Griots.
Yeah.
Eric B and Rakim Follow the Leader. Another just great photo.
Yo, you're hitting the space bar hard as fuck. It's like,
am I sorry?
It's like bah! It's like load up the extendo.
Ready to Die.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I mean, yeah, it's clean. I really like KMD's Mr. Hood.
Oh,
yeah.
And then this one I think is timely, but I think it's a really great cover. Black Star, Most Def and Talib Kweli are.
I like that one.
The wood carving kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like they could have carved the wood with the design. Okay.
So yeah, so that's mine.
What do you, Castro? Do you have any we didn't list so far?
No, I think because like I was saying, I have more contemporary stuff. But
yeah.
All right, cool. We'll let you take that one.
All right, so let's jump into the contemporary Castro.
Why don't we do another quick break, and then we'll wrap it up with Castro's contemporaries.
I got a contemporary list as well, so
I don't. So I'm here. I'm curious to hear this.
Okay.
You don't have anything from 2000 on that?
No, I don't know. I'll start looking at lists of that other people have made and get ideas, but I want to hear what you guys say first, and then you'll probably say a lot of the same shit I would say.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, we'll be back. Stay culty, motherfuckers.
Boom.
What is up, internet humans? This is Wally Clark. When I am not swimming the Panama Canal in Thames or teaching infants how to steal, I am listening to the Call Out Culture Podcast with Zilla, Curly Castro, and Alaska. Make sure you check out my new record, Goon, fully produced by Flu and available on vinyl through Tough Kong Records. And remember, you are nothing and I am everything.
Let's do it. All right. So Castro, you got a list of post 2000 stuff?
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna, start naming stuff and anybody.
Okay. I got a list too. So if you name something I name, I'll do the same thing.
All right. So for me, it's like I'm really a big fan of Bazooka 2, Aesop Rock.
That's a good cover.
Of them laughing at them at the table and that whole just the imagery of that being shown. That was really big for me. Something more current is Fly God.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was on my list of the short list. Yes.
That's one of the greatest album covers I've ever seen in my life.
Without that, who is West Side Going at that cover, bro?
That cover is incredible. Honestly. It works from the fact that it's animated, that it's a real picture of his, the chains, the crown of thorns, the little blood. It just really worked so well.
Incredible.
What else we got? One of the Run the Jewels, because it's just works.
Pick Run the Jewels too.
With that symbol.
I'd Run the Jewels one, but it really does work. The simplicity of it works well.
It just really came up with something that's so marketable, and people, even the presidents do it. You know what? President fuck with Run the Jewels,
right?
So that has to be in the list, but that has to be considered because it's just that's another iconic moment in hip hop.
Yeah.
Symbols. The Shining.
Yeah.
That's 95.
Yeah, that's actually pretty, but
the fact that that's got to be in there. What is it? Homage to? What's the guy?
Ubiquity, I think.
Yeah, Ubiquity. Yeah.
Ubiquity. But yeah, The Shining definitely has to be included. I could have said that in the last segment.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's funny enough, but I think like Little Flip's album cover is hilarious.
The Lucky Charms joint?
Yeah, the Lucky Charms shit's great.
That is fucking hilarious.
Outfit.
That's my Trick Daddy shit. You gotta go wild with it.
Devin the Dude has a great one too, where he's just like taking a shit.
Oh yeah. He's reading the newspaper, taking a shit.
The hat we have through it. I don't know which one it would be, but you have to include one Kool Keith album.
The
The one with he's wearing the glued on wigs, and it's all
Black Elvis
Black
lost
Elvis.
his face.
Yeah.
Yo, Ray West loves that fucking album, bro.
What's the album with him and Ice-T? That one's great too.
Analog Brothers, like they're in the cereal aisle.
They're in the supermarket shopping.
crazy, yo. So that's what I'm just saying. Like Kool Keith, just his daringness with his album covers. You guys might have. I'm sorry because I'm just coming off the head, y'all. I did have some.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Oh, definitely. Excuse me. Paraffin. By
Paraffin's.
I had shrines for them, but yeah, Paraffin's amazing too.
I think Save Yourself is fucking incredible.
Looking at that right now. Yeah.
Is that the one where you're standing on top of the car?
Yeah.
That's great.
Shouts to Richter for all this shit.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, he posted a cool thing on Twitter today where it's just like
string.
It was like, come work with me, and it was just like a list, like a scroll of all his photos, like just like an automated scroll.
Is impressive because Peter jumped in. Like that's just that worked out for me. The fact that Peter had an issue with the Haram album cover. I was like,
Peter. Oh, Peter. I think he kept saying Peter. I'm like, who the fuck is
Peter?
Wait, so wait, Peter came in on them?
Yeah, they tweeted at them, please, this is animal cruelty is horrible. Do not promote this and portrayal and all that stuff. Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Oh man.
That
Free
means
advertising.
That was like a week drop. So yeah. Yeah, someone else could jump in. I might be thinking of something.
So I got Mad Villainy.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay.
To Pimp a Butterfly is a real dope album cover.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I don't know the record, but the album cover is really great.
Yeah, same.
I think Cool Calm Pete's album cover.
Ooh,
is real cool.
Pete. Yo, you are clapping the fucking.
Sorry, man. It's just my buttons are all loud and jacked.
It's like
I like the Carters album cover.
That's a great cover.
Carter,
Jay-Z and Beyonce, the Carters.
It's a great cover.
That's Nappy Nina has that double down shit.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is really cool. Black Beans by Choosy.
Oh yeah, yo, I love that album. That's a great summer album.
It's a great album. The cover's really good too. Teller Banks' High Point is real dope.
Yes, shouts to Teller.
Sharif's Gandhi Loves Children album cover is
incredible. It's incredible.
Insane.
It's insane.
Midnight Express is a great album cover.
It is.
Yeah.
And then I had Guns by Chris.
Color.
Those are good calls. I got Ghostface Big Bill Rehab.
Oh, and I hate that record. But
album sucks. Art's fucking really cool.
What's that cover?
Where he's like sitting on a throne and there's like a stack of money and there's like a nurse like dabbing his head.
He has money rolls and these half naked nurses all
Oh yeah.
Cover's fucking awesome. Who the fuck was I gonna say? Graduation, Kanye.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I really like that cover a lot. I know it's like
Late Registration is really solid too.
Yeah, I mean, College Dropout, the first three are all really cool. College Dropout's cool.
Graduation, that's that Asian artist.
Yeah,
like Takashi or whatever. I don't know his name is. Oh, you know what we forgot from the 90s? Castro, we fucked up, bro. Blowout Comb.
Oh, that's a good cover.
God damn, we fucked up. But Castro, what's the best Shabazz Palace's album cover, bro?
One of the EPs.
The Of Light joint?
Yeah, probably Of Light, because it wasn't that thing actually embroidered, like wasn't that like knitted?
No, I think that was Black Up wasn't it?
No, I have Black I have another crazy one.
Well, a Lace Majesty, right?
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'll say? The Dawn of Diamond Dreams cover is crazy.
This is him in a Cadillac or something, a car or something like that.
No.
Who is this?
That might have been a press photo. That was a press photo. Shabazz Palace's The Dawn of Diamond Dreams. The last one they put out. That cover is fucking hard.
But their design work is always extra. They went crazy. They go crazy.
All of it. Yeah, their design is always untouchable.
Oh, I have to say Billy Wood's History Will Absolve Me. That's an incredible.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
And then the reissue, he never wanted the words on it, so the reissue just dropped.
Right.
There's no
Nice.
Oh,
Known Unknowns is a really good Woods cover too.
Terror Management's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Terror Management.
The iceberg on it.
Yeah, like if that was just a photo in someone's apartment, I would just like stare at it the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What other contemporary people do I really love?
A lot, bro.
Yeah, I'm blind. There's just so much fucking music. It's hard for me to stay up on newer shit. Let me see. Best album covers. There's no Drake.
No, not on our list.
No.
Call Out Culture.
Best, yeah. I think that's all I can really think of, man.
Yeah.
What about MM Food?
I don't love that album cover.
I like goes on underneath the table and stuff like that. Like there's a lot going.
I really like it. Over time I've really gotten to enjoy it.
Born Like This is my favorite Doom album cover.
Born Like This is pretty fucking cool.
Even with Mad Food, and I like Mad Villainy album cover, but Born Like This is really dope with the cartouche and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't say Castro. You didn't say Electric Circus.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That was my bad.
Yeah, I was actually looking. That's a pretty good cover.
It is.
Uncontrolled Substance. Him against the car.
Wait, what?
Uncontrolled Substance. You didn't say that.
By who?
Inspector Deck?
Yeah.
That cover's horrible, bro. That cover's dog shit.
He couldn't believe what I was saying. He said, "Wait, what did you say?"
Like I had
that cover looks like somebody's yearbook.
Bad when Capadonna has better album covers.
Yeah, like the Pillage is a way better cover than fucking Deck, bro.
Yeah, it's bad.
My god. I really like the it's not 2000s now, but the Killer Priest Heavy Mental. I really like that album cover.
Nice little cover. But
I'm trying to think who else. I can't think. There's just too much music
so
now
many.
for me.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is too. It's like it's digital, so like I don't own as many pieces for me to keep looking at the art. You know what I mean? It's just tricky.
But I remember
Theravada's Zenith Rodman covers.
They're amazing. Yeah, they were dope.
Yeah.
They were fucking cool. Yeah, I like them a lot. The whole series.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm gonna go my Bandcamp collection and shout out some of the people before we shut it down. So
we have great album covers. I think we put a lot of effort into it.
Oh yeah, our shit is.
Yeah, for real.
Yo, Wally Clark Goon. That shit is amazing, bro. Him and
yeah,
Fluke.
it's a good cover.
Woo, that's a great cut.
I gotta wrap up my drink on it, though. So.
Oh, okay. And then Andrew, Pop 1967. That's why I fuck with this guy.
Right there with the cats.
Yeah, that if he didn't have that cover, I would have never played that album. I would have never checked it. That's fire. And then shouts to Griff and them. Anyone else? I'm looking through some shit. I can't think of anyone else. That's it. That's all I got. All right.
Leave it to Twitter. We'll put like little add some contemporary ones between 2000 and now that we didn't talk about.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I think that's good.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, I think we did it.
Shablam shablow.
We did it, and I think next week we're coming back to talk Black Star, right?
Yes.
That's on
Is that the plan? Yeah.
And we'll talk about the old record, the new record. We'll talk about all Black Star. And
we'll talk about the Black Star Extended Universe.
Yeah, let's do that. That's good.
Yeah. We'll talk about David Bowie's Black Star as well.
It's a great album.
It is a great album.
I'm a black star.
You know that album, Castro?
No, I don't. I probably know some of the songs, though.
Made it right before he died.
Basically wrote it like while he was dying, like when he knew he was going to die. He made the album.
And he made it after listening to Pimp a Butterfly.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
Wow.
He was in a Kendrick zone when he made that album while he's dying.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like impactful.
Yeah, it's a great album. His like later year shit was really wild.
Yeah.
They were really fucking cool albums.
That's a man of mine. It's a lineage of greatness.
True. Bowie, fuck yeah. We got to do like lineage of greatness, like white rock artists. Phil Collins, David, but Castro's just shaking his head, very annoyed.
Yeah, I was talking with Gang today. We were talking about maybe doing like a summer series about the first 5 Black Sabbath albums.
Oh, because the local Castro's faces, he's like, people just don't know enough about white fucking rock musicians. No one talks about them.
Like there haven't been enough.
Yeah.
Enough. Wow.
There just hasn't been. If only more people knew about David Castro, that's how I feel about Nikola Jokic. If only more people knew about the reigning MVP. No one knows who he is. We should give him another award. He's so overlooked that he won the MVP, but no one knows who he is.
Everybody take it like Call Out Culture. Well, I call out cultists. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, go to YouTube, drop a comment. We appreciate it. And if you really want to get down with the crew, be a patron.
Boom.
We out.
All right, that's what we got. Peace.
All right.
All right.